Hey guys, Everything NFL here, and today I'm bringing you just a quick video, a free agency review of the Miami Dolphins in 2020, and all of the pluses of all of these sign-ins, and some stats as well to go along with it. It's not going to be a super long video because I'm working on something else, but this is what's coming today, and I hope you guys enjoy. No messing about, let's get right into it. We'll talk about the biggest one so far, Byron Jones, former Dallas Cowboys cornerback. The Dolphins invested a mega contract in the former Cowboy. We signed him on a 5-year, $82.5 million deal, which makes him the highest paid cornerback in the NFL. He will play alongside the second highest paid corner in the NFL in Xavier Howard in Miami, which is going to be very interesting to see how the Dolphins, I know we have a load of cap space, but it's going to be interesting to see how we handle all of our cap space going forward, and if we keep spending big like we have this season and try and build a win-now team. Jones led the NFL in targets in tight windows at 50%. He's a strong fit for Coach Flores, making the system work, really. The Dolphins played 61% of snaps in man coverage last season, which will suit Byron Jones down to the ground, but that was the 4th most in the NFL, and we were the 26th worst defense in passing defense in 2019. So the addition of Byron Jones will surely help that out and improve the team as we get better, and the Dolphins, we push on to hopefully a Super Bowl run one day and getting back to the promised land. And the second big sign-in is Kyle Van Noy, linebacker from formerly of the New England Patriots. The Dolphins invested heavy in the former Patriots linebacker with a 4-year, $51 million deal to come down to the 305. Pardon me. We entered free agency with the most cap space, and Van Noy was one of our day one spending spree moves. With how versatile he is, he can play linebacker and he can come off the edge. He's more of a linebacker, less of an edge threat. He plays as a 4-3 end, but more than likely he'll be a zone sort of edge rusher. But he'll play edge, but he'll drop back into zone more so than rushing the passer. He will also help further establish the culture and plan that Flores wants as he turns over his defense to try and turn it in one of the league's best defenses. Van Noy had a career-high 6.5 sacks last year in probably the best season of his career in New England, which would have led Miami Dolphins in sacks because our defense was so bad last season. That would have led the whole team. So that's incredible. And the third big one, this isn't in any particular order, by the way, but we have Jordan Howard, running back formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears. Miami finally has a starting running back who will help us because we had the worst rushing offense in the 2019 NFL season. He's only 25. He's a bruising back with a lot of production throughout his career in Chicago and Philadelphia. Howard has the 3rd most rush yards, 3,895, and the 7th most rushing touchdowns with 30 since entering the NFL in 2016. He was also one of 5 players to rush for at least 6 touchdowns in the past 4 seasons. He has signed on a 2-year deal. We aren't sure about the money, but in my opinion, that's a fantastic signing. He will play right away. This still isn't ruling out the Dolphins possibly taking a running back in the 2020 NFL draft. I think we could possibly take one in the 2nd or 3rd round, whether it be J.K. Dobbins, Jonathan Taylor. DeAndre Swift, I have mocked to the Chiefs in the 1st round. I don't think we'll get Swift. But whoever it is, Clyde Edwards-Helaire could be an option. He's pretty good. Let's get on to the next one. The 4th one, Shaq Lawson, defensive end, formerly of the Buffalo Bills. He agreed to a 3-year, $30 million pact. His biggest asset might be how complete his game is as far as setting the edge, defending the run, and rushing the passer. The Dolphins finished last in sacks in 2019 with only 23 sacks, and pressures created 122. Last season continued their pursuit of mid-tier free agents who can fill starter roles with Lawson locked in as a starting edge rusher. He will more than likely play at a left outside linebacker, where Van Noy will play on right outside linebacker with Jerome Baker and Raekwon McMillan. And on the line we'll have Ogba, Wilkins and Devon Godshaw. So far, that is looking like a fantastic front 7, a very young front 7 with 3 of the players on the linebackers are under 25. And on the defensive line, Ogba's still young. Wilkins is only going into his 2nd season. And Devon Godshaw, I think, is only 25, 26. So these are some fantastic signings here so far. And Lawson should be amazing for the team. Going on to number 5 is Emmanuel Ogba. He agreed a 2-year, $15 million deal with the Dolphins. This is a move betting on a player with versatility and upside off the edge. Miami's biggest defensive need, which was edge, because we only created 23 sacks last season, and only created 122 pressures, so pretty bad. Ogba will add experience and will join Shaq Lawson and Kyle Van Noy. His run-stopping ability and his pass rush to a front seven, in desperate need of all of it, is insane. 5.5 sacks in 2019, only played 6 games, I think. Would have ranked most in the Dolphins in 2019. 5.5 sacks in only 6 games before getting injured. This is a huge gamble on a player for all the versatility and upside to succeed in the NFL. Our next one, we have Eric Flowers, offensive lineman, formerly of the New York Giants and the Washington Redskins. The Miami Dolphins and Flowers agreed to a 3-year, $30 million deal. Looked like a lot of money at the time. The Dolphins have found their new starter to fill a gap on possibly the worst offensive line in football. That consists of some terrible players. We don't have to name them all. Flowers should secure a starting guard spot, and his career-high 92% pass block rate should help a Dolphins unit that finished last in the category last season. If Miami gets the 2019 version of Flowers, or better, then he immediately becomes our best offensive lineman and adds stability to our line. I was sceptical about the move. He was so bad when he was a tackle for the Giants. As soon as he moved to the Redskins, they kicked him inside to guard, and he was amazing. Pardon me. Next up, for the 7th player on this list, we have safety Clayton Fejedelem from the Cincinnati Bengals. Brian Flores values special teams and leadership, and signing Fejedelem on day one was a perfect example of that. Fejedelem is a former Bengals special teams ace and team captain. He's going to replace Walt Aikens, who is an unrestricted free agent and gone. Didn't really work with our coaching staff last season. Now he's gone. We will be working with Clayton Fejedelem. He is good, the sauciest white safety in the NFL. He will play a lot next season. Probably coming in and off, but we also signed Adrian Colbert, who I didn't write down on this video. He played for us last year, came back in. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Fejedelem seems like the type of guy that would work in our system with our coaching staff and play well every week, in and out. And at centre, we signed Ted Karras from the New England Patriots. He's a tough, durable centre who will replace Daniel Kilgore while also weakening an AFC East rival in the New England Patriots. This is the second likely starting offensive lineman the Dolphins have added in free agency. This one is probably only going to be a short-term fix. We will get some offensive linemen in the draft, because that's what we need to do. We need a young offensive line. We're going to get a young quarterback and put the offensive line in front of that young quarterback, and they will develop together. Could be amazing. I'm excited. I cannot wait. Moving on to the next one, I'm just going to fly through these last two. Kamu Grugier-Hill, former linebacker and special teams ace for the Philadelphia Eagles. He will see his biggest impact for us on special teams, more than likely. But he could also compete for a role as a backup off-the-ball linebacker, could also play on the zone. And rush the passer as well, so he's gonna be a bit of a do-it-all linebacker for us next season. And finally, we have Elandon Roberts, plays both linebacker and fullback, scored a touchdown against us last season playing for New England, playing at fullback, providing depth at both areas. He's also a core special teams player. Versatility and physicality are his best skill sets, so he's definitely a Brian Flores guy. Elandon Roberts playing at linebacker, he will add a lot of depth down the middle, which we need. And playing at fullback as well, he can help Chandler Cox at fullback and back him up and help him improve his game and get younger. But I just think special teams next season is where it's going to work. We also re-signed Matt Hark the other day to a 1-year deal, one of the best young punters in the NFL. We also re-signed with us. It's going to be interesting. I'm so excited for the new season. I hope you guys are excited too. And that's the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave some comments down below. I will read and reply to all of them. And hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss an upload. And that's it. I will see you guys tomorrow. See you later, guys.